Has Polygon's 𝗕𝗃 now confirmed a breakout situation? In today's video, guys, we are jumping into the technical analysis on Polygon's 𝗕𝗃, sharing my thoughts and opinions on what I think is going on. Let's roll that intro and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video update. Today we are talking about Polygon's 𝗕𝗃 paired up with USDT. This is the 4-hour Binance chart and it shows us some interesting volatility from yesterday. So obviously Bitcoin surged up and hit the double top at 69,000 USDT and a new all-time high paired with USD. And since then we actually saw, Polygon's 𝗕𝗃 rally up towards $1.15 and got rejected. We saw a drop by Polygon's 𝗕𝗃 of 19.27%, and since then we have rallied up. Now the interesting thing here is that we do have a daily trend line to the downside, and this got a breakout kind of cleanly, I guess, over here actually on the 28th of February, and then it started to really ride. And you can kind of see here the 50 EMA, 50 SMAs were great support for this entire journey to the upside. And most recently during this 19% pullback, we found that the 200 EMA here is support. Let's go ahead and zoom in right here on this, right? So you can see we came down, we closed above the trend line, we came down, we tested the 200 EMA and we've rallied up. Okay, now you can see that we have now gone above and closed back above the 50 EMA and the 50 SMA. That's the red and yellow lines on the chart here. Now, these are coming in at $1.0582 for the EMA and $1.575 for the SMA, the 50 EMA, 50 SMA lines. And so this is going to be an interesting time for Polygon's 𝗕𝗃. Are we going to continue this run to the upside? Are we now actually going to be looking more aggressively at moves to the downside? Now, what I want to do is I want to bring this down to the 1 hour time frame just to kind of make note of these structural points that we saw in here. Now we have a lot of overlapping candlesticks to start with right here, and that's a positive, but we could also be looking at a potential internal move here that could be concerning. I'm going to come back down to the 15-minute just to see if we can get an anchor in there. We can't. Let's go 5 minutes. Still can't. What about the 1 minute time frame? Yes guys, I'm down here on the 1 minute time frame. I won't go any lower, but you can see here it's pretty much a V bottom, right? We come straight down, straight out. And there isn't really a lot of overlapping candlesticks or anything like that going on in here. So for the most part, quite happy to kind of see how that one is on that time frame. Let's bring this back up to the 4 hour and bring back our analysis here. So on the 4 hour time frame, we know that there's an interesting move here, but it is a V-shaped bottom. That is going to give us kind of more confidence on the market rather than seeing some kind of pattern in there that was actually leading us down deeper. So for the most part, that's looking okay. And with being above the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, I'm not too concerned. Let's go up and bring up our stochastics. Our stochastic on the 4 hour has plenty of growth potential, but the 1 hour is concerningly high. So we might see a little bit of a dip before we continue this run to the upside. So I guess what I'm trying to say here, guys, is expect us to come back down, find support and then rally. I wouldn't be surprised if we just have a small dip here and then a continued move where we'd look at that upper area of resistance at $1.15 once again. Again, I'm not likely to trade this until we kind of get a good confirmation. I'd be looking at the 115 as an interesting point of reference, and maybe looking for a close candle above and then going long for them on the market, for example, with a nice tight stop loss here, getting great risk reward ratio. That would be one option. Alternatively, where we currently find ourselves with the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, if we do close below it, we could potentially go short with a nice tight stop loss and target back out on the trend line, getting a good risk reward ratio as well. At the moment, the market will be indecisive with potential to go in either direction. So I'll be waiting for confirmation of the direction before we kind of get involved. V bottom gives me confidence in going long rather than going short. But I think it's a little bit too soon to really be making that call at the moment. Now, bringing back our stochastic RSIs and turning them off, we can take a look at the divergence indicator. This is basically showing us the relative strength index. That's the yellow line. And then it's basically plotting bearish or bearish or bullish divergences based on price versus RSI. For example, is price going into higher highs whilst the RSI is going into lower highs, i.e. bearish, or is it the opposite way around, right? I mean, here we haven't got any flags on this 4-hour time frame to kind of say that we are bullish or we are bearish. We can see here that there was bearish divergence actually coming in right here between this high and this high with this one, the RSI being lower but the price being higher, and then we saw that fall out there. Okay, so it's interesting that we can see that the bearish and bullish divergence indicator has a pretty good track record, specifically where we even see bullish divergence with the lows in price over here but the higher lows over this side. Okay, and again you get this bullish move to the upside as a result. So taking a look at the divergences, there's nothing major going on at the moment. The RSI is just crossing that 50 level, so again that gives us a little bit more confidence in the market there. Volume profiles are they're not the best on this little move to the upside, so confidence is going to come out here. Going up we could find volumes and then basically large volume coming in. And yeah, volumes are dropping as prices moved up. So I'll be looking quite bearishly at this unless we can get a good amount of volume coming back in for Polygon's 𝗕𝗃 there. So just be a little bit cautious, taking a look at it on the 1 hour and 4 hour timeframes. Now, from our daily time frame, we can of course see that daily stochastic RSI is still moving down a little ways. And we do find ourselves with this potential breakout. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw on the divergence indicator here. We could see that bearish divergence there, but we haven't got anything else kind of being flagged up at the moment. So everything there is actually looking okay from the RSI point of view. We can still rally up or rally down. On the daily time frame here, if we are to kind of be looking to trade it, I would be looking... Yeah, I would be looking, let me just remove that and bring that one back there, get rid of that. I'll be looking at this trend line. If we close below this trend line back inside, then that's probably going to be our short opportunity, tight stop loss above, and probably look to target out the 50 EMA and SMA. The 50 EMA wouldn't be worth it, but the 50 SMA from a risk reward ratio would be. So I would probably look at that as an option, or even the 200 daily EMA if we were to be super bearish on the market. Gives you great risk reward ratio with close below the trend line, tight stop loss, and take profit. So it could be a really interesting opportunity for trading this one. And for reference, guys, that 200 daily EMA sits at 82.58 cents for Polygon's 𝗕𝗃. Okay, so some opportunities there to see how things kind of play out. I would say it's too soon to really be trading, but if I were to be trading, I would be trading using 𝗕𝗃. 𝗕𝗃 is my go-to platform when it comes to all my leverage-based trades. There is an affiliate link for 𝗕𝗃 in the description below. If you haven't already checked it out, I do urge you guys to do so. There are $30,000 of rewards and bonuses up for grabs depending on how much you deposit and trade on the platform. There are terms and conditions associated with that. Not all countries and jurisdictions are eligible, so make sure that you are following the rules, the terms and conditions, and all of that on the website if you are interested in signing up to 𝗕𝗃 using the link in the description below. Now, of course, it was well worth noting that, trading cryptocurrency is incredibly risky, and you could in fact lose your entire crypto or your entire capital for investment. So just understand the risks involved when it comes to trading. And I'm also on this note, worth saying, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. All I can do is share my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it. Guys, that's going to wrap up today's video, but why don't you check out this video right here where I'm going through avalanches, AVAX, and some interesting developments with what I think is unfolding there.